You're listening to the House of Chapters podcast. So I came across now that I follow so many people who are writing fiction. Sometimes there's some gems under a post of someone else. You know, when you open a post and then related post, something like that. There it
Sure.
was 4 beautiful book covers.
Oh man, thank you.
And that's it. And I was like, oh wow, I gotta write a message, and so that was part of the Midnight Vault project that you
Yes.
do with Jay Curtis, right?
Correct. Yeah, and
So
a whole bunch of other authors.
yeah, cool. So do you want to tell us a bit about that?
Yeah. As I mentioned earlier, it was easily the most important project that I've been part of since joining Substack. I'll give you a really brief history.
Yeah.
It was, I guess, October of last year that Jay Curtis and then another really fantastic writer, Sean Thomas McDonnell. He writes a lot of horror, excellent stuff. He and Jay were chatting and discovered that they shared a love for, legendary television series, The Twilight Zone, and realized that about a month later, it would be the 66th anniversary of the airing of the first pilot of the show. So it aired in, I think, 1958. And they had this idea of inviting Substack authors to contribute stories that, were Twilight Zone inspired, to become a part of a collection that would celebrate the anniversary.
Wow.
And I was relatively new to Substack at the time. I had traded a few comments with Jay on some stories, and we, had just gotten to know each other, had a lot of things in common. And I was lucky enough to be kind of in the right place at the right time. And so when they reached out and invited authors, it was a relatively limited invitation list. It was about, I think, 33 or 35 authors at the time. And I happened to be on the list, which I'm just so thankful for.
Wow.
I couldn't say yes fast enough when they sent the invite. And that experience, not only was I relatively new to Substack, but I was still what I would say pretty green to just the writing community in general. I didn't come up hanging out with writers.
Yeah.
I was a designer, and so diving into this project, with like slinging words alongside of 30 other writers was just so exciting to me. And then we started a Discord where everybody could gather. We could discuss, talk about the formatting of the stories and how that related to the scripts of the Twilight Zone, and things like that. But it was also just it was a cool place to hang out and get to know everybody. And through the course of that project, I'm a designer, and I just have the need to design everything I work on. So I started making things, and I threw out this logo that I designed based on the Twilight Zone logo. And it was, I made it say the Substack Zone. And that was, everybody loved it. It was picked up. It kind of became the unofficial name of the project. So, and I had kind of designed a few other things and basically became kind of known as the designer of the group, I guess, if you will.
Yeah.
But when we launched that project on midnight of the 24th, which was the anniversary, it was just so well received, Ian. It got so much, eyeballs and attention and a lot of nice buzz, a lot of likes and shares. And the success of that project inspired Jay and Sean to consider printing the collection as a printed anthology, which would, of course, become known as the Midnight Vault.
Wow.
And so when they decided to do that, they, of course, came to me with, hey, Shane, do you want to design the book? And again, I fell out of my seat. I couldn't say yes fast enough. Ian, there's that Venn diagram in full force. This is design and writing, and it's the design of writing, and it's even got some of my writing in it. So it was like just this ultimate project.
So cool.
And I will say I'm super proud of how it turned out. I having worked with giant brands, I've done work with Samsung and Motorola, name just about any major airline.
Mm-hmm.
I've designed things that millions of people see every day.
Oh wow.
But I can tell you with certainty that I've never been more proud of something I've designed than when I held that book in my hand.
Oh wow.
It
That's
was just
so
such a
beautiful.
cool feeling.
Thank
It
you
was
so much
such
for
a cool
sharing that.
feeling.
Yeah, I bet. Wow.
Yeah. And
Amazing. That was 2 years ago, or
that actually published more recently than you think. So we launched that on Substack in 24
Mhm.
last year.
Okay.
And then I think we released the printed book in, it might have been March.
So that's pretty
Or
fast.
is
So
it 2 years ago? Gosh, is it
maybe
already
the
that long?
writing process, the
Yeah, yeah.
collecting and inviting authors.
And now, time escapes me, and I might be wrong. It might be longer than that, but it was.
The book
It
is
wasn't
out.
just
That's the most
the book.
important
The
thing.
book is out is the most important thing. We've sold a few hundred copies, which is amazing,
Yeah.
and they
Yeah,
continue to sell.
I loved seeing
And
the picture of the book inside a bookstore. That's still, I mean,
yeah, we
nowadays
managed
with
to.
self-publishing and the
Oh
ebooks and
man,
everything,
it
but
was
seeing the
awesome.
book right there is still something else.
It was amazing.